Shatta Wale says he's the dancehall king of Africa.
To me, he's claiming it. But I think he's joking around it.
Shatta Wale is joking around it.
Yes, because
he's not a dancehall king.
Because he didn't come up with it. He didn't create it. How can you be a king of something that you did
Africa?
Not create? Yes, in Africa, no.
The legendary Gyedu Blay makes some serious revelation about the dancehall king challenge or battle between Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy in Ghana currently, stating that Shatta Wale is not the dancehall king as he claims. For him, he thought Shatta Wale is just joking all along with the title because he doesn't create the genre, while naming all other Ghanaian dancehall artists as copycats. Also clear the air about who the real hip life king or pioneer is. We have this and many more on this episode. My name is DJ Success GH, the finest playboss, and you live on Gyedu Studios. This is the Gist Box. Subscribe if today is your first day here, and also get social with us on all our social handle. My name is Gyedu Studios everywhere. Now let's get into the whole issue. Gyedu Blay, the legendary hip life pioneer, has made some serious revelation during his interview on the Star Chat show with Bolare on Star FM yesterday. And he has made some revelation. Let's get into it and see who is actually the real dancehall king in Ghana or in Africa, and also check who the real hip life pioneer is in Ghana. Now, first of all, let's have a look at the video whereby he's talking about who the real dancehall king is. Then we can have our comment on that one and go back. But before then, who do you think is the real dancehall king, who is doing something original, something that is not started by somebody, or that cannot be claimed by somebody? Because per his definition, he said before you can claim a king or entitlement to a genre or something, you have to create it. That's why he come with Semigwa, which he explained. So tell us, who do you think is the real king of dancehall or something very real? Because per his definition, we don't even have one. In fact, I'm talking plenty. Let's just go and watch the video and come back. Then we know what we can do for it.
Many a time I tell them that, identity is very, very important. Because every country has its music, so when you get out there, where did you come from? They want to know the country from, they want to know the music that, you provide, coming from your country. So I always tell them, but you see the yo-yos, they are not learning music. The rudiments of music and things like that. So they try getting away with computers and things like that. So anybody gets up, he says, yeah, I'm a dancehall king. Everybody gets up, I'm a reggae king. How can you be a dancehall king? Of which you are not the one who created it. Because dancehall is created by our brothers from Jamaica and things like that.
Oh, so no one has the right to call himself dancehall king? You can't call yourself dancehall king.
Did you create it? The one, if you were one who created it.
No, but Shatta Wale says he's the dancehall king of Africa.
To me, he's claiming it. But I think he's joking around it.
Shatta Wale is joking around it.
Yes, because
he's not a dancehall king.
Because he didn't come up with it. He didn't create it. How can you be a king of something that you did
in Africa?
Yes, in Africa, no. Because you see, the mistake that we're doing is that even if you take a dancehall king, you have to identify it with your locality.
Stonebwoy says he's the one God. He controls.
That's why both of them are fighting all the time.
Really?
That's why both of them are fighting.
Who's the king of that genre of music?
There's no
in Ghana.
In Ghana, there's no king, man. They are all copycats.
It's not Shatta Wale. It's not Stonebwoy.
No, it's not Samini. It's not. They're all copying, and something that you copying, you can't claim it. That's what I keep on telling them. Because if you talk to Semigwa, I created Semigwa.
You did.
The meaning of Semigwa is Misimigwalo.
Oh, okay. So break it down for us. The meaning of Semigwa
is Misimigwado.
Misimigwado. So you are sitting on your chair.
I'm the king of it.
Now, per his definition, Ghana no get dancehall artists. Yes. Per the legendary Gyedu Blay, we no get dancehall king. We get dancehall artists, but it's just like they are inspired by the owners, which are who are the Caribbeans, our brothers from Jamaica. So per Gyedu Blay, that's what he's saying. But then when I enter the comment section of this particular video, I see some comments like, but Stonebwoy is doing Afro dancer. So you should have characterized or categorized Stonebwoy to Afro dancehall, because nobody started Afro dancehall. How true is that in your court? But yes, Shatta Wale is also not saying he's doing the original dancer. He said he's the African dancehall king. So if we can attribute Stonebwoy to Afro dancehall and give him the kingship to that, then Shatta Wale can actually have the kingship to African dancehall. But hey, too, there again, let's talk about Samini. Between Samini and Shatta Wale, who started the African dancehall first? So who do we really crown now as the king? Somebody will tell me you have to overthrow the reigning king to get a kingship. I mean, is this so in your opinion? Is that how it's supposed to be? Let us know about it in the comment section. But tell us who you are rooting for in Africa as your African dancehall king, whether Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, Samini, or even outside Ghana. Let us know which African artist is killing dancehall for you, that you feel like, yo, if we should crown somebody in Africa as the king of dancehall, that's supposed to be. Now, let's get to the other part of the conversation where he talked about who the real pioneer of the hip life genre is. Who is the real pioneer of hip life in Ghana? Let's go to that side. Let's watch the video too, then we come back and have some comment on it.
You know, adding words and everything to it. I didn't know that a word was going to come out that they're going to define that by saying that it's rap music, right, or that kind of a thing. It was later that rap was attached to it.
But hand to heart, you started it.
Man, I'm the king of it, man.
You're the king of rap. Let's get this straight. Your 1973 Gyedu is hailed as the world's first rap hip life track. But you didn't call it hip life, you didn't call it rap, but that was what you were doing. Yet we had Reggie Rockstone in the studios who claimed, and he says that, look, the hip life crown is his. He came through with it in 1994. We've had Mahoney P lay claim to it and all of that. Between these two, Reggie Rockstone, Mahoney P, and you coming in as a third, you say that you are the hidden godfather.
I'm the king of it. For you're talking about Reggie Rockstone and things like that.
He's not the king of hip life?
Look at the date that you mentioned, 1994. Mine 73. And aside from that, they joined, you know, High Life, taking the high life out of it, adding hip to the life, you know, to create that kind of a thing. But it was Reggie who opened the eyes of Bradford them, you know, those that came after 1984, and it was Reggie that opened it, because when you start with Chobwe and all those kind of things, you know, rapping with the trees and things like that, it opened the eyes of his contemporaries, you know, to follow, you know, and start doing, you know, like what Obrafo and all those guys started to do, you know. But in reality, it's Gyedu, Blay and Blay, man.
Gyedu, Blay and Blay.
Yeah.
So from Simigwa blueprint, fusing rap into, you know, rhythms if you want, and to high life, to call it hip life. Remember, Reggie Rockstone came out with the Maka album. It was an explosion. So tell us, trace that direct line. What specific elements in your 1970s sound did he borrow that you say, look, I created it, Reggie followed?
Yeah, because Reggie was he was, you know, basing his everything that was doing upon the hip hop. He took the hip hop blind, because the hip hop, they were rapping in English and that kind of, then he started rapping that in the trees and things like that. So that was in the 90s, as you said, 1994, you know. But if you come to the basics of it, because mine, looking at what my elders were doing in connection with high life music and things like that, you know, I took it and added the secondary style and everything to it, you know, because if something like Stamana Kwaba Heba Runa and then play to Numa Macy, so what I want to Samako Faba Heba, what's in the trauma? It's Amata, then man, Jimmy Charm, you know, these are all creativity.
Wow.
I wasn't copying nobody.
Okay.
You know, I was creating myself with the gift that,
you know what, I'll put you to the
now. One thing I appreciate in the whole video is the fact that he had that even though he pioneered the genre from the beginning in the early 1970s, Reggie Roxton also he also came in and played his part. And yes, through him there are people like Obrafo who got inspiration from him, and he actually influenced somebody like Obrafo and co to start the genre. So he's not taking the shine all alone to himself, but he also gave Reggie Roxton's flower to him. But who do you think? I mean, I don't even have to ask you that who is the real king of the hip life genre, because he said it, the years say it all. People of that era who knows about it, and those of us who read more about it, don't have to argue about that. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But let's just do it carefully so that we don't step on each other's toe. Who is the reigning king of hip life, or who do you think pioneers hip life genre? Is it Reggie Roxton, or it is the legendary Gyedu Blay? Which of them? These are two legends from our country. So this is not something we should fight over, but then we should go for who actually pioneered it, because yes, for documentary sake, for future sake, for education sake, we need this stuff. Beside that, he talked about more educative stuff, which I think is very recommendable. So I will recommend you all to go to Star FM on YouTube. Search Star FM on YouTube. Watch the full Gyedu Blay interview with Bolare. Over there, you will learn a couple of things for yourself, and also for country Ghana. Because yes, if you don't know about your country, how can you defend your country in case there's an argument outside your comfort zone? More reason we should keep learning. We are learners day by day. So yes, that is what we should be doing. By the way, I mean, in everything that Gyedu Blay has said on that interview and per the videos I brought to you, are you in agreement with him, with all that he's saying? And what gives you that proof? If not, so why? Tell us in the comment section. You still live on Ghanaian Studio. My name is DJ Success GH, the finest play boss, and this is the Gist Box. It's been great sharing this gist with you, because you know you are my #1 Kokunsa partner in the country. Charlie, tell somebody about Ghanaian Studios and also watch other videos on this channel. On this note, we are